And for people like me, it's paining me. The pastor that did the wedding is my pastor. I am the one that went to introduce him to my pastor. When he said, oh, he needs a mentor, he wants to be good. So I carried him to my own pastor.
So Pastor Olumide Emmanuel recently shared his own side of the story as it concerns Pastor Chris Okafor, Doris Ogala, and Pastor Matthew Ashimolowo. This is what he had to say.
I just got back just yesterday. So, no, it's true, because I got the message. I think who sent it to me? One of my guys. Hey, we know that you have seen you and this pastor before. Look at this, what this person is saying, you know. And immediately I saw it, I forwarded it to him immediately. And I said, man of God, which one is this one I am saying? And he said he would get back to me to explain. And he did. And called and said that this. When he explained, I said, well, I'm not even in the country. Everything you are explaining, whatever it is, sort yourself out. This is mercy, and it is not what we do as pastors.
Okay.
Things like this should not even be mentioned with a man of God.
Yeah. Okay.
But me now, why I say I cannot say anything is because I spoke with him 2 a.m. Canadian time, which is Tuesday Nigerian time.
Okay.
But I'm just hearing yesterday now that he's married.
Yes.
Oh, you are not.
Okay, you are not aware.
I'm not even aware there is a wedding now. So
we don't see pictures now.
So and that he got married on the same Tuesday when I was talking. So I'm like, my brother. So I just sent a message to him this morning. That, my brother, is it true that you are married? Because that means the morning you are talking to me in Canada, you were getting married the same day, and you could not even tell me, now today be wedding, you know.
No,
so based on that, I don't have what to say, because I really don't know all the details. So because I'll give you the benefit of explaining to me, because I thought that, okay, even if we are not friend, at least we know each other. Even invite me, make I say I know day. So that one is there. So, but what I will tell you is this: please let us understand this. We have lost our values in this country, and whether you're a man of God or a boy of God or a girl of God, what is wrong is wrong. The Bible says, by their fruit we shall know them. You don't call somebody a man of God. And when I was growing up, one of the scriptures I saw that was like a shocker to my brain was in the Old Testament, when the prophet was coming to a house consistently, and the wife went to the husband and said to the husband that this man that comes to our house regularly, I perceive that he is a holy man of God. Let us create a special chalet for him. So I was confused. I said, how can you call a man of God holy man of God? Is he not supposed to be holy already? So that means the woman must have had an encounter with unholy men of God for her to say that. So at that point I realized that, okay, and by virtue of what we have seen all sorts. So separating the person and the situation now from what I'm helping you to understand. If you are a woman and a man, not even man of God, says they want to marry you, and the man is now telling you that let us be sleeping before marriage to the level of abortion, both you and the man, you are foolish, you are stupid, you are evil, you are not normal people. As far as I'm concerned. So it has not, because how can you just be simple? That's how you devalue yourself. When the man has now used you finish, you now say you are not good enough, you are now crying. Both you and the man, you have problem, you need deliverance.
Okay, Dr. Olumide, so, I understand we're going to,
it's messy.
We're going to put the names aside. We're not going to discuss those names. But we're going to discuss scenarios like this have happened in the past. And we just want to understand it so that we can learn from it, and also our viewers can learn from it. First of all, I have a bit of a confusion recently, is that we say on one hand that men of God are supposed to act a certain way, their character is supposed to show a certain way, and yet when there have been allegations like this, even in the past, we say, but they are men, emphasis on the men of God, not God-like. What is the real thing? Should we have expectations of these men of God to be a certain way, or we should just take the message without expecting godliness?
Let us be realistic. A man of God is a man. So it doesn't mean he's no more a man. He's a man that has now submitted himself to God, and God is now using him to fulfill an assignment on earth. Once you have submitted yourself to God and to the ways of God, there are now some things that are expected of you. To whom much is given, much is now required. It therefore means that because you are now a man of God, because you have now been given a responsibility, there are some things that should not be named with you, and there are some things you should not get yourself involved in. And if for any reason you now realize that I have weakness in this area, I have weakness in this area, you need to step aside from the pulpit and go and seek help, so that you can be free from whatever is the trouble that is troubling you. Because whether you like it or not, as you stand there, you are a role model. And that's the problem we have. We don't have too many role models in our world today, and that's why the world is becoming depraved over and over again. And for people like me, it's paining me. Paining me because this morning alone I've gotten like 3 calls. It's paining me, number one, because I know him one-on-one. It's paining me, number two, because I'm like, if to say we know, you know. Number two, the pastor that did the wedding is my pastor. I am the one that went to introduce him to my pastor. When he said, oh, he needs a mentor, he wants to be good. So I carried him to my own pastor. So say, my pastor said, and we sat down. And I told him, my brother, this is my pastor. We don't do evil in our lineage. So this. So now my pastor has gone to do wedding. Because that's what I just saw this morning. Somebody insulted me. I said, wait till my pastor do wedding. They insult him. They now said that he went to do wedding. I said, which wedding? And I said, this guy don't marry. Just this morning.
Okay.
So I'm paid. Because now I don't even know how to now go and meet my pastor and say, my pastor, sorry, whatever. It's messy. So it's not something I want to.
Okay,
it's just crazy.
Okay, so what I wanted to say is that I think our expectations is a lot, and we're judgmental people. We like to judge based on certain things. Look now, we have not even really heard from him. We have already said it, and not every man of God is man of God. There are some people that will use that status just to get things that they want to get. So it's possible that he just used that his office. He's not really a man of God, and he's using that status just to get whatever he wants. Because for somebody that like her that went to meet him because she had marital issues, obviously, and he tells you to leave your husband instead of helping you, he tells you the type of man of God he is. So he was after certain things, and now you are also, as a human being, you are supposed to have personal values. Once a man of God is crossing a certain line, you should know, and you should know when to retreat and say, okay, look, I don't want to continue with this kind of relationship. But you went on, and I read somebody's comment. Somebody said it could be jazz. There's no jazz here.
No. There's
no jazz here. You entered with your 2 eyes open.
Why is it not working?
Exactly.
My question is, because I've been in a situation like this. A man of God, he calls himself, family friend to even my dad. I was really young, and he tried to.
So yeah, I agree with a lot of the things that Pastor Olumide has said, and so many others I completely disagree with. But then, I don't think as a man of God, you should be caught anywhere granting interviews or entertaining questions as it concerns this subject matter. What you should rather be doing is condemning such immoral actions from the side of the pastor and the side of the lady. However, I see no reason why Pastor Olumide had to tell us and inform us that he was the one who took Pastor Chris and introduced him to his pastor, Pastor Matthew. There was no reason why he should by himself carry himself and put right in the middle of this, this kind of matter at all. There was no need for that. There was no need for that kind of information, because if you say that he is your pastor, it means that you have probably served under him. He has probably trained you, and you have probably learned under him. And if you now go ahead to say that now you don't know how to go back and meet your pastor, it means you don't trust your pastor's leading. You don't trust some of the moves that your pastor made, and you have by that implicated your own pastor. This is why we need to be very careful when making public statements as it concerns subject like this. He should have just stayed away from it, made no kind of remarks as it concerns this subject. Again, if you ask me, I would guess that between Pastor Chris and Pastor Matthew, it's more of a father-son relationship. For example, how many times have we sinned against God the Father? And for every time we sin, we always go back and ask for forgiveness. And the Father will always forgive and bring us back in open arms. Are you trying to tell me now that Pastor Matthew does not know about the alleged immoral lifestyle of Pastor Chris Are you trying to tell me that Pastor Matthew would not have done his due diligence to make sure that Pastor Chris faced the proper restitution for the alleged immoral lifestyle that he had lived? Are you trying to tell me now that the wife that Pastor Chris wanted to marry does not know about such things? So let's also put a lot of all these things into consideration, because I believe that Pastor Matthew would have done his due diligence to make sure that things are being put in proper places before he flies into Nigeria and join Pastor Chris and his new bride in holy matrimony. It's not a coincidence. So for a reputable man of God like that to be placed in this kind of position, I am absolutely sure that he must have done absolutely everything that needs to be done before he joins this couple together. No, let's backtrack a little bit, okay? Now, if you look at it from the perspective that I'm presenting, it will be easy for you to understand that as it concerns the particular lady in question, this is just an attention-seeking move. Because there's some people like that are like that. They just like the lights and camera to be on them. They just like to create chaos and let attention be on them. Because this case did not happen yesterday. It did not happen last month. It did not happen last year. It's something that happened years ago. And within that time frame, I believe that both of them, would have gone their separate ways, confess their sins, and then start living the proper lifestyle as a respectable human being should. But then when you listen to some of the statements by the lady in questions, the listener themselves will cringe. Like, how can you be bold enough to make such statements about yourself? How can you be bold enough to come outside in public and say these kind of things that you have done? It's it's laughable. Anyways, I hope we all learn the right lessons from this. And what is this most important lesson? To stay away from immorality. It's one of the most damaging things that anyone can get themselves involved in.